Hey, let me run the music here. Okay, we're live. Are we live on
Yeah, on Twitch.
yeah, we're live on Twitch. Oh, there we are. Hey,
On
okay, cool. We are live on Facebook now too. And I can hear
yeah,
my
on Twitch.
voice. Yeah. We're live on Twitch. Oh, there we are. Okay. Uh that oh shit, I gotta turn off
Oh my god, is my camera on?
yep.
Oops, that was embarrassing.
Nobody
It's our guest. It's the empty chair for the guest that's coming.
Yeah.
Who who can it be? Hey,
Who can it be now? Okay. All right. We're going to now run the music. Uh Wait a minute. What is going on here? Oh, okay, there's that. And then I got to put that there like that. And then that goes there. What up, Sophia? Okay, let's go ahead and start the music and then we'll start the thing. How do I Oh, no, that's not going to do it. Okay. I'm in such a mess here. Okay. Check. Check, 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 check. Check. Check microphone. 1, 2, 1, 3. Oh, go ahead and give me a check microphone real quick there,
hey,
DNA.
hey, hey,
Yep,
hey.
you're good, you're good, you're good.
DNA.
DNA is in the house. And then we're gonna go to upload. Do I go to videos? Do I go to upload? Zoom. Oh no, 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 no. What am I doing? What are you doing, Butch? What are you doing, big bro? Let's see. Where the fuck is the podcast song? Where's
I don't
the
know.
pod? Why don't I have my shit together? Why don't I have my shit together, DNA? Why don't I have my shit together?
Oh, you do,
Where the
bro.
fuck is the podcast song? Where's the... Okay. It's up here, download somewhere. I need to square away all my stuff. Like, so that I don't have to go looking for it because it was there.
Yeah, I do that every show, every single show I do. I'm like, where's the mics? Where's the cables?
Yeah, and I don't understand why I don't like set it up in time to go like, okay, um shit. Okay. Oh wait,
We're
we're
professionals. We don't have to
professionals.
set it up in
Yeah,
time.
dude.
We'll pull it together.
Okay, there's last month. There's a song somewhere here and stuck in last month. Um Earlier this year. What does that mean? You want files from last month? Yeah. How about files from earlier this year? No!
Yeah, this isn't working.
This is not working. This isn't, dude. Oh my god, this is exactly why it's not working. What up, Brianna Delmu? What's happening with you? Okay, there's my booyah. There's my say thank you. Podcast, download. Bill Gates. I have a file called Bill Gates. What is that even? I don't understand why I don't like set it up in time to go like, god. Okay,
Oh, it's this thing.
I'm on loop now. That's my worst
Yeah,
nightmare.
that's me.
That's
me.
my worst nightmare right there is that I'm on loop.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Thanks. Are you okay?
Yeah, I was talking to my wife.
I
But it's
know.
okay.
I know. I'm just fucking with
She
you.
she's in the.
She's in the garden. Nice.
Dig that hole, baby.
Ah.
We got to eat. It's our
We
victory dog.
gotta eat tonight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, ready? Here we go. She's in the garden. Okay.
Who's that? That's a loop again.
Is that yours or mine?
I think it's you.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Are you sure that's me?
Yeah. Mine are off. This isn't working. What a perfect name for this podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, fucking Mr. Fabulous, so much. What up, Mr. Fab, by the way? Let me change my game. It says, like, dude, I am a fucking wrecking ball right now. Just chatting.
Mr. Fabulous.
Are you sure that's yours or not mine?
I can, I've got everything closed except this meeting.
Okay, let me close mine real quick. Okay, did that work? That did work.
It's getting super windy out here. Hope you let me know if it's a trouble and then I'll move inside.
No, it's fine. You're good. Yeah, no, it's very faint, very faint. It's like,
all right. Where's that theme song?
okay, hold on. I gotta like, yeah, you're right. Where's the theme song, bitch?
Sophia, how you doing? What chair are you talking about? Which one to work? The chair was. I can, chair for what?
The theme
For
song,
Sunday?
bitch.
For our drive-in show?
Okay, here we go. Chats are up. And then we're going to play the music right now.
Here we go.
Here we go. What did I do with the music?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. All right, ready? Oh, wait, hold on. I keep asking if you're ready, and I'm not ready. How embarrassing is that? I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Advanced music and sound only. Share that. Hit the record button. Recording on this computer. Oh my God, we're almost there, DNA. We are almost there. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I like that. It doesn't need lyrics. That's fine just the way it is.
You sure you don't want to do rap lyrics to it?
I don't know. But my wife does Hawaiian dancing.
Really?
Maybe she could just dance to it.
Yeah, we could have like a little dancing dancing across the screen or something.
Yeah, I like this a lot. As soon as she's done digging the dinner up out of the garden, I'll see if she'll do it. Oh, we did it.
We did it.
Welcome to This Isn't Working.
Welcome. Oh, I'm playing with the thing here. Okay, here we go. Dude, it is not working. This is not working. Welcome to This Isn't Working. This is a mental health podcast run by two fucking mental patients.
Yes.
We were supposed to have my beautiful girlfriend on with us, but I lost a microphone wire. So
we'll do it next week. We'll get Becca next week.
Yeah, we'll get her on next week.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you juggle everything in your life, with Bobby and having to drive to Salinas and getting him to where he needs to be and managing everything you do. Are you leaving for the East Coast this weekend or
no? I'm leaving for the East Coast at the end of the month. So today me and Rebecca got our vaccinations. We got our second shot.
Oh damn! All right.
So in 2 weeks, we were like, okay, let's plan a vacation and go somewhere. And so that's what we're doing right now.
Wait, didn't you originally get gigs? Weren't you booked? Did you plan your vacation around shows?
Yes, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Right. No, yeah, for sure. It was but I didn't plan shows until it was time to go. I did the the El
Texas one.
Paso one
Yeah.
because you just can't say no to someone as big as Felipe Esparza asking you. Yeah,
No,
you're clear.
you had
Asking
to.
you to
Yeah, you had to do that one.
yeah, I had to. Like, and that was the thing, man, is like to me it's like, well, fuck, I'm gonna die, you know, and like,
Right.
like I'm gonna just die. So I was,
I like how it's, like people would be like, uh, you can't turn down that opportunity to go perform with Felipe. And you're like, oh, you mean you want me to go through the tunnel of death? Like you
right.
want me to face death at every moment for this show? Okay, I guess I need
I
you for
think
my.
that's how fate hands you like your dreams. Is it goes, well, how far are you willing to go? You
That's true.
know,
I
and
think
like
that's true.
to me, I was like, well, I'm fucking willing to fucking basically risk death. You know, like
Yeah.
because it was like because it's the most infected part of the United States and the most
Yeah.
infected city, and then I'm
Wait,
flying.
where are you going? You're not going to Florida, are you? Where are
No,
you going?
no, I was talking about before.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying upcoming. Like you
I'm
fly
coming.
from
No,
one hot
no,
spot to another.
I'm going to DC. Thank God this time.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's not. It's Lexington, Virginia, which is right across the Potomac. So,
Okay.
I should be okay. I'll be fully vaccinated, and
Yeah.
the vaccine today's vaccine will have kicked in by then.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So,
I got some family in DC. Well, let me know where it's going to be, and I'll try to send them your way.
yeah, tell them to come on out. And
Do you know? Is it like an indoor
I
club?
know. Yes, it's going to be an indoor club.
Wow.
And let me. I got it right here. You know. I have the. Do you know what, man?
The Confederate Comedy Club.
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
Right.
it's gonna be at the Birchmere Music Hall.
Okay.
Birchmere Music Hall.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't
Like a
know.
lot of people who've never been back east before, they in their head they think like the DC area is very much like the north, like it's but Virginia, man, it's very a lot of Confederate flags.
Is
I've
it
got
really
I got
even just on that side of like in Lexington? It is, or
Man, it depends. I guess it depends what street you're on, but I mean,
no
in
shit.
DC is a dangerous as
I'm
hell
sorry.
city
This is
too.
in Lexington, Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, there you go. You're fine.
The
Yeah.
Birchmire. Yeah, dude. I don't know where the fuck I'm at from time to time, dude.
But that's cool, dude. As a springtime East Coast trip, that sounds great.
That's the thing, man. Was like, going back to what I was saying earlier, was like, man, like, I'm not ever gonna say no to a tour date or a cross country gig or, with someone as big as Felipe because that's why I got into this game.
You
You
have
know,
to.
yeah, I definitely didn't want to. Like, I was not that I didn't want to go. I have sworn myself to being safe and doing the right thing this entire pandemic.
Yeah,
And that
and you flew with double masks on. I mean, you did
yeah, oh,
everything you're supposed
totally.
to do.
But I was like, I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I'm going to get this. Like in my
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
I was like I'm totally going to get this.
So wait, so the whole trip, are you just like, oh man, I'm gonna die? This isn't worth it? Were you like
No,
in
no.
your head?
In my mind I said I'm going to get this, and I've always believed that to die in pursuit of your dream is just as worthy as achieving your dream. So
Okay.
I've
Okay,
always
Braveheart.
I've always said that, and then
Yeah,
I know, right? Yeah, whatever,
yeah.
Braveheart.
You're a warrior out there.
Yeah,
I died in pursuit of my dreams.
oh God, bro, but I never thought I'd have to put it to the test because I was like, how are you
Yeah,
gonna die pursuing comedy? Oh, in walks a
yeah,
pandemic, and
yeah,
in
yeah,
walks a fucking dude, and it was like a flight to like it was to Phoenix, then from Phoenix to El
yeah,
Paso, and then back to Phoenix. And like I didn't know this until I got home, but Becca told me that Phoenix was like a huge hub, like it's a hub,
yeah,
so it's always packed with people. And
Yeah,
then
from all over the country.
right, and then each flight was like 110% packed. Like
That's crazy.
they were like giving the jump seats away. So I was just like, "Oh fuck, bro. Like this is going to be nuts." So like halfway
You do
through,
you, do you use the airplane bathroom?
yes. Yes, I
How's
do.
that? How's that experience for a big man?
I'm going to tell you I'll try
Seems
to
horrible.
I'll try to be as ungross as possible, but this
Right.
is the first time that I've shared this.
Yeah.
So I went to the bathroom and I had to go number two, and I dropped the number two, and then you know how there's like a flap on the plane that lets your poo or your pee go through, and
All right. Yeah.
and
When you flush it?
what you're supposed to do is close the lid on the thing and then flush it.
Oh, I
Like
didn't know that.
yeah, so like when you're on the flight and you take a dump, which I've rarely ever do,
Right.
you sit on the toilet and then you get up, you do all your wiping business and cleaning, and then you shut the toilet lid and then you hit this fucking button that
Yeah, the power
yeah,
sucker valve.
it sucks and pushes air into like cuz there's these little like I don't know how people know the science, but there's these little uh air gussets that go around the rim of the
That's like
toilet on the inside.
a
So
spa.
yeah, so it pushes the fucking
Yeah.
it pushes and sucks at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I this is
You didn't
awful.
close the lid.
I got up to like cuz I'm huge. So I had to get up to like pull my pants up and I'm trying to get up and the button's like right here behind me and I hit the button before the fucking toilet lid closed and it just shot fucking poo everywhere.
No, it
Yeah,
didn't.
it did.
That's crazy.
It did.
Oh my God, what
It
a
did.
horror
It
scene.
did. I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm gonna have to clean this up. Like I spent the next 20 minutes cleaning up the bathroom. So
That's
that
right.
so that
Not the
whoever
first bathroom you cleaned up.
oh, it was the worst because you know you can't go in there when people are waiting outside for you to go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you can't like come out and then someone walks in, and it's like a fucking.
Oh man, the horror. Oh
It's a
yeah.
fucking poo version of a Jackson Pollock all over the fucking.
Yeah. Right.
Dude.
Jackson Pulik.
Jackson Pollock. There you go.
Yeah. Did you so anyway, yeah, I'm not watching any other screens. So if anybody's tuning in to Bush Escobar Media and or mental health, check in every week. This isn't working. And thank you. I can't respond to you, but I'm glad people are tuning in. And I want to ask you a question about this, which
Sure.
is because mental health, right, is mental. It's inside your head.
That's inside
Like
your head.
we're
It's
trying to
inside your
share
head.
what's in our heads to other people, so maybe we can help them with what's going on in their head. And we're all so separate, and nobody knows what's going on for each other because most of us, I know I don't rarely share that kind of personal, intimate stuff. But
Right.
like, how do you carry that, like from the toilet back to your airplane seat? Are you the kind of person that like in your head obsesses on it, or you just let it go?
No, you know what, man? I have a mechanism, I think, in my brain that once I fuck up or once something happens, it's done. And I think that's what kept me like from going insane on the plane there was that once this is happening, it's already done. You know, like that's the thing is like once the catastrophe already takes place, there's nothing I could do. So for me in that case, I cleaned up the bathroom as best I could.
Yeah.
And what I tell myself is, and this is like, and I know this is a negative way to go about it, and like, I wish Becca had the microphone because we talk about this all the time, but in my mind I go, fuck these people, I'll never see them again. You know, like not even giving them a chance. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you're not going to give anybody a chance once they explode the fucking toilet in the fucking airplane bathroom. But not even
Right.
giving them a chance to like not say or not. I don't know, man. I just in my mind was like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna sit in this corner and I'm gonna hope this fucking thing and this flight ends soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's interesting because it's like that's the thing you told yourself to cut to get you out of the anxiety.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing that I could totally see. Like if I was with you, right, and I'm freaking out, I'd be like, "Oh, Butch, I fucking destroyed this bathroom, and oh, I forgot about the okay, Butch, I just destroyed this bathroom. I feel so bad. I can't get it out of my head." And you would be like, DNA, screw these people. You'll never see them again.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing that a friend can tell you that can really knock you out of a negative loop. You know, you like that. You need that person who's your buddy who says things like that to you. Like, man, forget about it. You'll never see them again. And maybe that's kind of you could look at that and be that's kind of harsh. That's not acknowledging other people's feelings, blah, blah, blah. But if the main point is to knock yourself out of negative thought patterns, I like that you have the ability to do that to yourself.
Well, I think it's kind of a method that I came up with on my own since I was a little kid. You
Mhm.
know, because it was like nobody likes you. Like right off the bat, I was like nobody likes me. Like and we could go back as far as to when that first occurred and be like, you know, why do you feel that way? Like one of the things that I did, like I was hanging out with a bunch of comics one night online and we were playing poker. And
Right.
one of them was like playfully saying, "I hate all of you." And I said, "That's okay, cuz I automatically assume everybody hates me." You know? And like that's really like and that's really been the way that I've been going, you know, because it's a mechanism that I had when I was a kid to tell myself like, "Hey, you're okay, bro. You're fine." Like if no, you know, like nobody likes you, fuck them, dude. Fuck them anyway. When you're talking about what you just talked about when you said like you need a friend or you need someone there, um, again, I want to go back to because Rebecca's been reading this self-help book called what's the one with the horses running on the front?
Untamed.
Unta- Untethered Soul,
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
and it talks about how you should see yourself in the third person, like how you're looking at yourself like as if you were your friend or someone you were hanging out with,
Right.
and like and watch yourself panic, watch yourself lose it, you know, stuff like that. And I think that's the thing is that in those cases you need to be your friend. What up, Sid? What's happening with you? Shout out to Sid on Twitch. And that
What's up, Sid?
you have to sometimes remove yourself and go, well, what would I tell myself? You know, and for me, that's what I would have said if you exactly if it had been you on the plane and you made that fucking mess. I would be like, we don't know these fucking people, bro. Fuck these people. You know, like that would be my best medicine for that. And maybe there's a better way to like respond to it than negatively and be like, fuck these people, I don't know these people. But to me, that's how I've survived um, you know, so many self-made catastrophes. You know, where I'm
Right.
like, ah man, like I mean, you've seen me do it on what up, Caroline Hawkins, by the way? What's happening? Um you've seen me melt down publicly on Facebook, on social
Sure.
media,
In person.
in front of the whole Bay Area comedy scene, where I've made like I've made mistakes that the whole scene has been like, "You're a fucking monster." Or at least I felt like that, you know,
Right.
and how I dealt with that before, and again I try to avoid these things now by just keeping my fucking mouth shut. But how I dealt with that before was like, fuck these people, bro. You know, like, like, like they're not, they don't care. You know, and I would do all these things to convince myself as to why it wasn't important to feel what they were feeling towards me, if they
I
were
mean,
feeling that towards me.
it's such a modern problem too, because 15 years ago, there wouldn't have been that social platform for everybody to chime in, like how you know uh how wolves are, how carrion crows are over a piece of roadkill. It's like you on these social media sites like the Bay Area Comedy Network, or the way it used to be anyway, because this particular forum for all these comedians has really, it's evolved, because it was at one point it was just a whole feeding frenzy place. You know what I mean? If there was blood in the water, everybody piled on. It was constant fighting, and Dan
Right.
Wilson really tried to reel that in. And then when Gubbs took it over, it got a lot more civil. But things would still, as far as who would be the people that would bring the whole thing shut down, would be like Butch, because it was a place where somebody who didn't like something Butch said, or whether he said it or not, or take it out of context, or whatever the truth was, didn't matter. They would publish their grievance with Butch, and now it's a public forum,
Right.
and there's no rules, and it's a brand new way we're communicating with each other. And you wouldn't change your tone, like you just be like unrepentant, like, yeah, you would submerge into the fight, like and it was obvious to everybody that you relished it, that you love
Yes.
this kind of engagement, you know
I thrive in chaos. I think that is something my mother used to say, and it's something that I needed to realize, and not
mhm,
necessarily go, well, how do I not thrive in chaos? How do I
right.
be somebody who doesn't thrive in chaos? Because that's the thing, is that I do love chaos. I love chaos. Like, I've loved this whole pandemic. When shit's going down, like, I remember when I was a kid and we had the '89 earthquake and everything was shut down and you couldn't go anywhere. I was initially afraid of the earthquakes, but I loved that shit was crazy. And and psychologically, I couldn't put my finger on it. And I always look back to those times and think, why was that a thing for me? Why? And I listened to Henry Rollins one time on, like, Joe Rogan, or I think I heard him on Joey Diaz, or maybe I've heard him on both. But he says he likes to have something to push up against. He's like, I need
Mhm,
something to push up
right,
against.
I understand that.
And that was actually the first time that I understood something like that,
Mhm,
because I need something to push up against. And I
mhm,
realized that. I realized that it wasn't like get rid of the chaos, get rid of the fucking anger, get rid of the hostility, find ways to channel that energy into something else.
mhm,
And so for me, that's like what I'm trying to do. Like, I've ceased lately posting scathing things on fucking Facebook.
mhm.
Like, politically or
Yeah,
opinionated.
Facebook's gotten pretty thin-skinned. I am not in any manner like you. We're totally different, but I've stopped putting political jokes up. I mean,
Right.
Facebook has been, everybody on Facebook is just like, we're gonna make it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna, I tend to go to Twitter. I like Twitter better, where they're like, we're all gonna die, and I'm like, yes, we are.
Yes.
But I guess what I'm kind of getting at is that so many people suffer mentally from what's happening on social media, from things that are being said about other people, other situations, maybe
Right.
not even themselves. They're so angry because somebody tweeted something about somebody, and it's really racking their brain. And it, like I said, it's a modern condition, that exasperates people who already have anxiety and depression. And I think what's really interesting, and I've noticed about you, is that when you get rid of all this internet technology, I mean, that's part of our lives, I get it, but you just get rid of all of it, get back to like just talking to people, meeting people. It's like when people meet you, the actual you, not some internet
Right.
they meet you, people like, that's why you crush when you go overseas, or you go to Salinas for some barn party or whatever.
Yeah.
You're a person who you meet in person. It doesn't matter what anyone has said. Is when they meet you, that's where they fall in love. The internet has become such a devil's tool.
It really has. It really has. And that's the thing, though, is like, for me, man, it's like, like, but in a way, it's been a good learning lesson for me as well. Like, that's the thing, man,
Mhm,
is like, Facebook did suspend me for 30 days, and
mhm,
then it attempted to suspend me for 30 days again. And really, for me, I was like, you know what, this is just a sign that my dad would probably be like, "Hey, I've been trying to tell you this forever, and probably my girlfriend's been trying to tell me this forever, but it's like, keep your fucking mouth shut. Just don't do it on there, you know." And so I'm like, again, like, I'm learning different channels,
Yeah.
you know, or learning different ways to channel that energy, because I still need that chaos, you know. And yeah, the internet's not fun anymore, you know.
Yeah,
And
that chaos. It's like it's just in, because if you just it's like it's chaos. You need something like you have these descriptions of what it is, but what it is isn't actually what it is. Like, you need to push up against something. You love the chaos.
right,
Like my therapist was telling me about that all addictions are the same addiction. It's like it doesn't matter if it's sex or gambling or drugs or whatever, that it isn't the actual form the addiction takes. It's the thing right below it. It's the
right,
thing right underneath that addiction that is the thing that needs to be scratched, and not
yeah,
everybody has that. Just, this is maybe on the same track, maybe not, and the last month has been super very hard for me. I've not been able to get out of my head or find a handle or whatever. And
okay,
it wasn't until this week, and I decided, to let go of, what everything, and just I got a gig at Alameda Comedy Club on Thursday,
oh,
tomorrow
good,
night.
good for you.
And all of a sudden, I jumped right out of the depression. My brain started thinking about the opening joke. I needed something to push against that made
Exactly,
sense to me.
exactly,
And for me, jokes, comedy,
right.
performing, that's the thing that popped me out of my depression.
That's great, and that's the thing, man, is that I think as human beings, we're not made to be idle. Like that, if you think about it, our primal instincts are not made to be idle. Like
Mm,
if I was a cave dude, right, or if I was like fucking BC Butch, you know, I would not be, even during, like, after Christ, like even like up until like 100 years ago, human beings were not just like, I'm gonna take a day off and chill, you know. And I think that for some people that works, but for most of us, no, man. Even guys like me who want to be lazy and not do anything with my life, dude, like, you need something. You need something to hunt. You need something to go out and do. It is why we progress as humans. It is why we have moved this far along, you know, the spectrum as human beings. I think is because you need that. And maybe you didn't know that you needed that, but look at that. As soon as you got something to work on, as soon as you got something to gnaw on, like a fucking dog, man. You know,
yeah, no, yeah. My brain needs to chew on something besides I'm an idiot, I'm a loser, I don't do anything right, nobody likes whatever my brain is constantly saying to and I over the last bunch of years I've gotten really good at being nicer to myself, but this past month it all kind of culminated, and I just can't get over. I would like to see Butch BC, like you. I would like to. We should write that up, because I like to see, like, you're the caveman trying to invent fire, just so you can smoke weed. Like you can't. You just you
I
got
know.
this bull
What is
pack.
this bush? I don't know. Let's burn it. Well, how do we burn it? But you know, going back to the thing, you like you were saying, like, we need, like, you know, like, about you have something to work on now. I was taking care of my sister's dogs last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was watching the dog gnaw on a nylon bone, and I was like, what is it about that bone that this dog loves so much? Like, it knows at some point it can't eat it, and it knows at some
Mhm,
point that it's not gonna be able to, like, break it down and like gobble it down right away. And, like, you know, and they say, well, it's good for the teeth and everything, and you know, but where in the dog's mind is this, like, not ever a lost cause? You know,
mhm.
like, where is this, like, when does the dog go, fuck this thing? You know what? They're gonna feed us in like 2 hours, and we're gonna eat.
Hmm.
And I think that's our instinct as animal, as just animals, is that we need something. Sid on let's give a shout out
It's
to
it.
Sid. The internet's kind of a constant odyssey where you pick up cool things and meet wonderful people along the way. But it's also
True.
fucking chaos. There's a certain point where you have to turn off the chaos to keep from snapping. People wrote awful things on the bathroom walls because of an anonymity and had stupid ass fights over nothing. It's just we've globalized stupidity now. It's a whole new beast to handle. That is fucking.
We've globalized
I kind of
stupidity.
agree with that. You know what I think? I always felt like Facebook was
Spot on.
it's bumper stickers.
Yeah.
You know, like remember in the 80s the bumper sticker craze where people were just putting their fucking like I mean if you drive around Berkeley or Santa Cruz, you see people with their whole entire fucking feelings
Yeah.
on the back of a car.
I know. I just saw one yesterday where she handmade all her bumper stickers to express exactly what she thinks about gun control or whatever. I had them all over, but they're all handmade. All
Right.
handmade. Yeah. I'm driving around in my feelings. I want everybody to know that.
That's always been. I think me and Becca were talking about that the other day too, because it's like I don't like I see people's license plate and it's like
Yeah.
proud owner of 2 cockatoos, or like she said she saw one where it
Was
was like
who was that? Was that Ben Delta Castillo?
yeah. But and then she saw one where it said I'd rather be working with stained glass. And it's like, to me, it's like, what are you projecting? What's the fucking end game here?
Right. Why do you want people to know this? And
Like,
that's what
am I gonna be pulling up next to you? Be like, stained glass? Me too.
yeah, I love me too. Yeah, right. You would. I mean, Sid, the globalizing stupidity, that's the thing. Like before the internet, the most popular show in the world, the most watched show all over the planet was Baywatch. And that's what we were selling to the whole world. This is what America is women in bikinis and everyone's swimming and there's always someone to save you if you're going to drown. I never watched Baywatch. I have no idea.
I never watched Baywatch either.
But I think that's kind of what it was.
I never watched Baywatch longer than 5 minutes.
And we were, the main Baywatch woman who it was based on. She lives in Santa Cruz. Nice girl. Anyway, my point is, well, now we've globalized everything America, good and bad. Everybody knows all our shit. Our whole country is a car with bumper stickers all over it, telling the world how we feel about stuff.
America is that car with bumper stickers all over it and shit and trash everywhere except for the fucking passenger seat. That's what America is. It's one of those ladies that drives around in a car like that.
America is like an old guy driving a car. It's got a bag of candy and it keeps pulling up to other countries. Hey, Venezuela, you want some candy?
Are you saying America is fucking going around fingering other countries?
Finger banging, dude. Are you kidding me?
Fucking shit, dude. We really are, bro. And that's the thing, man, is like, I'm in a way, I'm glad that we get to see how ugly things are because, I mean, how much more fucked up would this place be if we didn't have information? If we didn't have the information age? I think the thing is that as human beings, we just abuse social media. But at the same time, as I say that, I realize we can't help but abuse something like social media.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's that thing of like, I think we mentioned this before on one of the episodes about addiction. It's like, what if like Janis Joplin never drank? Would she still be alive? Well, maybe, but maybe she would not have created all that music. Like,
yeah. Would she had put out hits?
Yeah. You can't go backwards like that. Like,
no.
What would we, maybe we should get rid of social media. It's the dragon's out of the egg. Like there's no containing it at this point. And so it's like, as individuals, we have to figure out our relationship. I mean, I've been at this point over quarantine where I'd be on Facebook and it would just be making me angrier and angrier. And I'd be like, I need to I need to put this down. Like,
Right.
I'm a grown man. I'll be like, I need to put this
I
phone
did
down and not look at it. It's making me feel bad.
I did that the other day. I saw something that I go, man, I really want to point out this person's hypocrisy. And I was like, no, no, and I typed it out and everything. But
I've
what
done that.
stopped me is that I have to reread. Facebook's its own enemy because I had to reread what I wrote to make sure I didn't violate any of the fucking terms of service.
Right.
And then I go, and then I start to delete and edit, and I'm like, what's another word for stupid fuck? And like, I go, wait a minute. I am this dude. Look how much energy I'm putting into this comment
Yeah.
towards somebody that I hardly know.
Right.
That I'm not going to change their opinion. I even do a joke about this, bro, where I say, what do you think you're achieving when you argue with someone on Facebook? What do you think? Like, do you think that you're going to wake someone up? That do you think that
Mhm.
you're going to affect them with your
Mhm.
words? Like, am I
Yeah.
going to be somewhere down the line and someone be like, "Hey, Butch, dude, you've changed so much. Like, what happened?" And I have this joke where I'm like, "Oh, I read this comment by buttfuck22 on Reddit that fucking made me like, and it's like, and here I am doing the same thing, dude. Here I am doing the same thing that I'm angry about. I'm about to argue with someone who I don't really give a fuck about them. And it's like, what am I doing? Oh, I'm pushing up against something. I'm
Right.
I'm I'm gnawing on that bone.
Oh yeah. I always tell my wife to stay off the neighbor boards because the neighbor boards get really vicious. Like our neighborhood has its own board, but like people have nothing better to do than all day long just start, whatever, hammering on some point, and
Right.
if you feel offended by it and you jump in, you're just the new target. I will say though, if you are struggling, mentally, writing stuff down and then deleting it, it feels good if you have no one to talk to. You can't get to a therapist. You don't have anybody that's you're close to you can talk to.
Right.
This sounds stupid, but you can just write it out. Write out that trash, that hate letter. What's your problem? Maybe you will craft it into a nice essay, and upgrade your word choices and put some work into it. And then when it's done, delete it. It's because it's not gonna change anything. Like everything, like for everything, I've I've been a fan of Butch's of your online presence and all that.
Thank you.
And kind of repeating what I said before, but none of anything you've ever written online has changed my mind about anything. There have been some things that I think I brought up to you once. We don't have to go into it now, that I'm just like, I don't understand what this is about. I wanted to understand more of what it was, but it was only being with you, hanging out around you, seeing you interact with my eyes in the experience, 3D, it's real, that changed my life, that changed the way I act, that changed the way I interact with people. I Maybe I'm an old guy. I'm a fucking I'm a Luddite, I'm a untechnological geezer who doesn't get what the kids get out of the internet.
Right.
Kids are getting, I just don't believe it. I think it's only real life experience where you actually
No,
have
and
the
I
deep
don't
learning.
think they're getting anything other than information.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting any experience or wisdom, and that's the thing is like, I think that's the thing to me is that I have been accusing the world of not using social media for the right ways or right reasons. To me, social media is amazing in the way that it brought like Arab Spring. Where like all of a sudden we're giving information to each other and we're sharing information. We are currently knowing what's happening in Myanmar right now and doing as much as we can as well, not as much as we can, but we're doing a lot more for Myanmar now that we're aware of it. I think if the Myanmar coup happened 20, 30 years ago, our presidents wouldn't, we're putting sanctions on them and we're I don't know exactly what we're doing and it's not enough. I'm not
Right.
saying it's enough, but our government is paying attention to it publicly. And I don't think that would have happened had we not seen it on the internet. Had we not seen people getting protesters getting shot. Had we
Right.
not, and same thing with like with Arab Spring. I remember
Sure.
watching the shit go down in Egypt, and I watched a bunch of soldiers shoot down protesters, and
Yeah.
it fucking was shocking to me. And you
Mhm.
know, and I don't think necessarily I did anything in particular to change it, but you know, sharing a video and stuff like that. That's the information that I'm talking about.
Oh
That
yeah, I could
that
see that happening. I
we
mean,
need.
that, you could look at, like, there are studies that say, the Vietnam War came to an end because it was the first time the war was in people's living rooms while they were eating dinner,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and because people were aware of it, that helped foment kind of a mostly student run revolution against it.
So
Um,
I think sharing those things is great, but I think fucking this fucking bitch Margaret's trying to fuck my man, and fucking she better watch the fuck out. I think like that's there's no need for that. Like I think like or like like hey, just so everybody knows, I think fucking you're a piece of shit if you listen to this music, or like I
yeah,
think this music sucks, and I
yeah.
think that's the thing that's like wrong with it. So to me, as I sit there and go, we're using social media wrong. Well, I'm no longer going to do that. I can't fix everybody. I can't yell enough loud enough to the world to hear that and agree with me. So to me, I'm going to start arguing as not at all, not fucking having any discourse like that at all, but sharing information. Here's the show. Here's where I got my vaccine. Here's a video on how to fix something, maybe. But that's the most I'm gonna do, because I will take a pledge to use the internet the right way, so that I'm not abusing it, because I think it's easy to abuse because it's there.
Mm.
And it's easy to go, well, I think fucking I didn't like the new Logan's Run. Well, I fucking loved the new Logan's Run. I don't know what you're talking about. It was a great movie. Well, I'm only
There's a
into
new
good
Logan's
movies.
Run.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just using an example. But it's like, well, I think you don't like good movies. What do you mean I don't like good movies? Well, I've seen your taste of it. Well, you know, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Well, fuck you, dude. Fuck your mother, and it's like, and then, well, what does my mom have to do with it? She died. I'm glad your mom's dead, and it's like, it goes to awful really quick because we're not there. Because, like you said, we're not there. Like, that's the thing
Wow.
is,
It's so funny that was your fictional argument that on the web,
right.
because I think I heard that exact conversation play out
Yeah,
at a show at Rosie McCann's.
yeah, yeah,
And when it was at Rosie McCann's in person, both parties were able to be talked to by other people.
right.
There were distractions, there was you put your arm around people, and it was able to be massaged away from the feeling you're
Right.
left with when you're on Facebook, and you leave that argument you just had, and you feel like crap because you're alone in your room now and just stewing on stuff. And I
Well, and
think,
go ahead.
yeah, I agree with you 100%. The fact that we're all interconnected, forget about the data harvesting and whatever, but the potential for connectivity bigger than it's ever been before. I'm just more concerned about viewers who do a lot of internet time and then afterwards feel empty inside, which I think is a pretty common thing for people who are online a lot. Um, and that's tough, man. And like I said, I think you need to take a chance and put down the device and just take a break from social media. I mean, I'm an addict. Like, remember, I was like, man, social media is making me feel terrible today. I'm seeing all these people put on shows I'm not a part of. I feel horrible. I don't want to feel horrible. Put the phone down. Well, I don't know, 5 minutes later, pick the phone up.
Right. Yeah, because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel you on that. Like, I feel you on, like, I pick up the phone And I saw I saw 4 comics that I know pretty well in another state, like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, why the? And I got sad, and Becca was like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm just being sad
Oh
over
yeah, I
uh,
know what you're saying.
over not going, not being
I
part of
know.
that, even though I'm not like, there's no way in the
Yeah.
world I should have been a part of that."
The videos looked fun. I watched the videos. I was like, I could have been there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no way I would have been there, but
I'm funny backstage,
yeah,
like I'm like, how come no one's doing fucking Instagrams of me going, this guy changed, like I love hanging out with this guy. Like
right.
but it's like that's the thing, that's the problem that I think we're having, is that we're looking at other people's lives and we're saying, why can't I have that life?
Yeah.
When you know what, you want to know something, man, is like I did that when I said last week. I've had all these little FOMO incidences where I'm like, man, why am I not? Oh, how come I'm not getting booked on that? How come I'm not getting booked on that? And like even right now, like Alameda Comedy Club, I haven't been called or talked to by them.
I
And
call I call I
but
so I just want to say this because it's you know the, so how do you pop out of that negative
well,
mindset that you find yourself in? And for me, it was a friend told me they had gotten passed at Alameda.
right,
And I guess it's FOMO, but it's also like, I could do that. I'm going to be proactive and contact
yes,
them and ask. And I asked and I received.
right.
And so it's, a lot of times I think people stay in negative
Well,
thought patterns because they never bothered to ask.
but at the same time, what I'm also was going to point out was that
Yeah. Sorry.
as I sit here and go, why am I not? Why am I not? Why am I not? I'm taking off to DC at the end of the month to go perform
Mm-hmm.
with Felipe Esparza. I have
Mm-hmm.
a 420 show that I'm headlining at the end of next week. Like I've been out doing shows every night, and I think that also, yeah, definitely that's a great thing to do is be proactive. And I tell people this all the time, man. One of the things I do to get pumped up for making a video is I watch other people making videos
Mm-hmm.
because I watch them and I go, I could do that. And that's the exact same feeling as like, oh, I could, dude, oh my God, I'm gonna make a video right now. And I shut off the TV and then I pick up my fucking camera and I go film shit and then I leave it in my camera and I don't edit it because I'm that lazy. But I do fucking, I do think being active is one thing, but I think also reminding yourself that your life is your life and it
Mm-hmm.
is what you
Mm-hmm.
make of it.
No, you're right.
And
Because
you
you pursue those FOMO things, like I saw people I know just murdering it on TikTok. And I'm like, I could do, so I put some stuff together and I put it out there and I had a little fun and it didn't do anything. But I was just like, after doing it, I was like, oh, this isn't for me. Like, this
right,
isn't gonna make me feel better about anything.
right,
Like,
and that,
this isn't what I
yes,
want to be doing.
and I think that's the other thing too is you got to ask yourself like, well, is that what I do? Like I watch um I watch my friend make good videos and put them up, and he's very viral, and he's doing really good, and
All right.
he's making money off of YouTube,
Yeah, yeah.
and I want to be able to do that too, But if I go out and try to copy his videos and do what he does, it's not me,
Right.
And that's something that I had to realize, like, oh, I like these fucking dumb little sketches aren't me. Like I don't know what the fuck these fucking kids are talking about half the fucking
And we
time.
launched Butch BC.
That's why we launched Butch
So
BC.
it's a
Yeah,
whole series. It could be a whole
exactly.
series.
Exactly.
Caveman in a modern world.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, man. Is like like go like don't sit at home and wish that you were doing what other people were doing. Like you have, if you're able bodied, like what? Fuck even able bodied. Like, dude, Jade Thirall, like the fucking chick is in a wheelchair,
Jade's amazing.
and her body's contorted and she can't really move. she doesn't have any mobility really, but she makes content on TikTok. She gets on stage and fucking smashes, and she lives her life, man. Like my girlfriend's Uncle Sherman was this dude who got shot in fucking the military, and he was a quadriplegic, bro. And like I got the chance to meet him before he passed away, but that dude was going 1,000 miles an hour before he became a quadriplegic, and he was going 1,000 miles an hour after. Like he was, dude. He was full of life. He was always making jokes. He learned to do a lot of things on his own, but he never wrote. I never met anybody like that in my life that didn't blame outside circumstances. And I think that's the thing, man, is like definitely your own problems are your own problems, your own world is your own world, and I want to acknowledge that before I say this. Because a lot of times I remember one time telling my grandfather like, "Hey, look at that," or my dad did, "Look at that guy over there. You could be like that guy." And my grandfather was like, "That guy has his own problems, I have my own." And that's true. But you can look at somebody else like Sherman or like Jade and go, "Dude, that person is making it work with very limited, like limited mobility and physicality." Okay, you have arms, legs, eyes, ears. You're not deaf. You're not blind. You get the fuck out there and do something, and how to, well, and that's the thing is, and as we move along here, we talk and we're talking about this stuff, there's also a factor of motivation. Well, how do I motivate myself?
Yeah,
And
that's a tough one.
these are all things that we're going through as human
Right.
beings. But at least I would say do this for people who are watching or listening right now and are listening to the recording of this and are following along. Like, find just one thing. It doesn't have to be comedy. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Like, it doesn't even have to be you filming something. But find something that you could dig into. Find a bone to
Yeah.
gnaw on. And because that's the thing, man, is as I looked at that dog, like I was talking about earlier, gnawing on that nylon bone,
Right.
that dog didn't care who else was posting about nylon bones.
Right.
The dog didn't care about like whether I was like, whether I was off having a good time or that moment, the dog didn't even care where my sister was.
Right.
That dog was like, I gotta crack this nylon bone. And
Right.
I think that's the thing is that as human beings, go out and, find your nylon bone. I don't, like, and that's the thing is like now, like you said, man, you don't have FOMO right now and you don't have your depression because you're like, you're going to go dig into something.
Right. Yeah, no, for me that worked. I don't know if it'll work for everybody. I don't know if I ever told this story before. I know I've told it, but I don't know if I told it on our show. I feel like I did. Is Becca still there?
Yeah,
She
she's
could
here. Here, let
she
me
stop.
unplug. Hold on.
Becca, did I tell the story about graduate school and being in behavioral psychology and this girl and I did therapy on each other?
No, did he talk about the girl doing therapy on each other?
Oh, I don't think you talked specifically about.
Okay, so I'll make it quick. That you already heard the lead in graduate school.
You're good. I'm good on time if you're good on time. I don't know what you got to do, but
yeah, I'm good. And anywho, so I just didn't have time for her. Like, she never could make up her mind on anything. She was trying to get a job. I was trying to help her. It just didn't work out. She ended up hating me. Wouldn't do the final project with me. My graduate, he was my graduate advisor and my teacher. Humiliated me in front of the class, but then took me aside. And what he said was, you got this person to open up the newspaper and look at jobs, even though that was the only thing they did. And you thought they were a failure, when for them in their own mental health, just opening the paper might have taken so much effort and you didn't acknowledge that. So for people listening, yeah, it's not so easy to find your nylon rope. It's like you don't, oh, I'm going to start wood burning,
yeah, that's true.
I'm going to become a bird watcher. It's like, if you don't have any interest in those things, why are you going to do it? But my thing, and I guess I keep coming back to it this episode is, and Butch does too, get out of your room. Go walk the streets. Go back into civilization and find inspiration there. Find something. Looking around, use your eyes. Don't scroll through the Facebook. Don't search hobbies on your
Right.
phone. What hobby? There's so many hobbies. I can make ponds, you know. But
That's rad.
man, get out there,
Aquaponics.
get into nature, man. Just get your
Yeah.
head out of your head, you know. If you're a person who's in your room all day long, you know, maybe you're smoking weed or drinking or whatever, and you're not seeing anybody, you need to slowly get back into it and just get outside and just walk around, move. Just moving your body is good for your brain.
Right.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Becca.
Yeah.
So one time, I need to get closer.
Just a little bit.
So I was talking to, actually, this was ages ago, and I was talking to a priest. And, I was talking to him about how severe my depression was.
Right.
And he was saying something similar to you. And I said, I don't think you understand how hard it is for me to even just like get out of bed
Right.
and stand up. And he said, that's okay. Go lay down outside. And
Yeah.
he said, I promise you, if you just maybe turn on some music, maybe leave it quiet, but if you can't get up, go take a blanket outside and lay down. And it
Yeah.
changed everything. That one little tiny thing changed
Right.
my life. And
Right.
so sometimes that's all you can do, but it's the tiniest thing. I mean, it really changed my life. And I remember that all the time. Is like, even if I can't do anything, I can do nothing outside, and then it turns me around. There's something about it,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that.
Sorry. Yeah, you don't know what that thing is.
Yep.
Like, for the last month, my brain has been in the gutter. And what popped me out of it? Thinking of a dick joke. For me, it was just
nice.
I'm gonna
Right.
think of a new dick joke and do it on Thursday. And that's the thing. So for you, I don't know what it is for you who's listening, but yeah, that first step, sit on your porch. You don't even have to go all the way outside. Sit in a different room. Just do something, that. And I don't know, I'm obsessive of like lists and stuff like that, but I don't even write them down. I just kind of keep it in my head where it's like, you know, do something every day. I get excited. Oh, I've done push-ups for 3 days. Don't keep it going. I like that. Those little, do you do that, Butch? Like make little challenges for yourself and try to maintain them?
No, I'm starting to. That's the thing, is that I'm realizing, and this is what I've been pushing to my friends, on Twitch here on my normal days when I'm just playing video games. They'll come on and they'll go, "Oh, I'm working on this or I'm working on that." A lot of these guys are Twitch streamers themselves, or they're creatives in a way, and especially with videos. I go, you got, and this is, and again, I say this all the time. I need to practice what I preach. This is me talking to myself more
Yeah.
than it is anybody. Set deadlines.
Right.
Like I always go, man. I watched the guy that created, what's the name? Patreon. He has a great channel. His name's Jack Conti, and he has
Huh.
a great channel on YouTube where it's very motivational. And one
Mm.
of the things he says is, he goes, listen, he goes, if you're an artist and you're working on something, one, you're a perfectionist probably, or you could, you like, you have this taste that doesn't match your output right now. It doesn't match your talent.
Right.
So you need to definitely set yourself some deadlines, because if you make a video, right? Let's say I'm going to make a video about gardening, okay?
Yeah.
And I do this gardening video, and then I clip it up, and let's say there's no deadline. I'm gonna go back and fix it. And then at some point I'm gonna go, fuck this. I need to redo this because it's not working. It's not perfect. And then I'm gonna go back and do it again because there's no deadline. And because I
Mm.
gave myself no deadline, I gave myself all the time in the world to try to make it perfect, which it's never gonna be.
Right.
So I think challenges are good in that way because you give yourself deadlines to go, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to meet. You know, if you're a person who's stuck inside, cannot leave the house. I cannot leave the house. Give yourself a deadline of like within a week, I'm going to step foot in sit on the porch for 2 hours or an hour, you know, or even 20 minutes if that's a challenge. Whatever the challenge is to do the next thing, go do that. You know, and I think that's what you're kind of saying, right? Look at that adorable
Yeah,
dog, by the way.
man. Yeah, yeah. Yes, she's digging. She's looking for her something to chew on.
It's
She'll
beautiful
just
justice
dig,
right
dig and
there.
sit, dig a hole and sit in it. That's what she does.
Nice.
Hey, do you mind if I read something from Sid that's been posted on Twitch?
No, please. I'm sorry, Sid, for yeah, we need to read more of what these
Yeah.
people are writing.
So this is from Sid. I never really had the opportunity to see the world pre-social media. I was basically 5 years old during that. I don't think we were meant to process so much baloney at once. Imagine running up to someone in 1995 and going, here are 45 things that happened today to 70 products to buy. Do you want to debate about it? I will never admit I'm wrong. But hey, did you know that Kim Kardashian was instrumental in Desert Storm? We were not meant to handle that.
We are not
Yeah.
meant. Yeah, and that's true, man. I think that's there's a lot of truth to that. That we're not meant to handle that kind of.
Yeah.
That's like
And I don't, oh, go ahead, man.
no. You go
Sorry.
ahead.
I'm all jacked up on Minute Maid.
Nice.
If Minute Maid is watching, I
Fucking
want to be like
sponsor
the
Minute
dude with
Maid.
the cranberry
Shout
juice.
out to Minute Maid. Fucking yeah, dude. If Dogface can get fucking a deal on,
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's ride down the
probably
street
some
on skateboards
horrible
together.
company owns it, but shoot, now I forgot. But no, I forgot.
Well, Sid says
Sorry.
something else. It's even nice to add something I
Yeah.
didn't expect to accomplish that day and check
Oh,
it
I
off.
remember.
And that is
Yeah.
like that's the thing, man. Is like I'll be honest with you guys. Like I have a real problem with being motivated.
Mhm.
Um, you know, like I get up, and I in the morning, and I'm already defeated. I'm not someone
Mhm.
who's 100% motivated. I'm not someone who's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go out and get the day. I'm like, what's the point in sending emails out? I suck at this. You
Mhm.
know, I'm a terrible fucking comedian. Um, you know, like I'm getting old and nobody's gonna want to hear me. And who wants to hear me anyway? I mean, just
Mhm.
look at me. And I go and look in the mirror and I go, who wants to see this standing on stage? And then I find all the reasons in the world to not do what I need to do. And then I
Mhm.
know that, you know, okay, so like I need to figure out how to get motivated. And that's the thing. Sometimes you guys, I just get out there and I'll go sending emails out. I send 5 emails out.
Mhm.
I finish. Um, I finish taking care of Uh, that registration on my car that I should have fixed like a few
Oh
weeks,
boy.
months
Yeah.
ago. But just those things made me go, okay, I'm good. All right, I
Yeah.
did. I was
Yeah. Yeah.
productive. And
So you did.
what's
You do have lists. You do check things off.
yeah, I do, but I'm not very good about it. And
No,
and
I'm
I need to
terrible
be
at it.
better about it. And
It's
that's the
like I'll
thing.
almost leave thing like on my desk. I have stuff written down. It's not like a checklist. I don't do spreadsheets. I'm very unorganized in that way. Sorry, Caroline, but I on my piece of paper on my desk for 3 months said call dentist. And I did it this morning,
Right.
and I got to now have an appointment like in 2022. But it's like, you know, why? Why not just do the one, just call them? Why am I,
Right.
why I like to sabotage myself.
Yeah.
I want to say something though about what you were just saying, because that's well, I'm not funny. People don't want to see me on stage. That's your narrative.
Right.
Everyone's got their own, and I'll mention this study again, but I think it was Stanford said that we tell ourselves 1,500 words a minute in our head. It's constantly running this tape, whether you acknowledge it or not. And mostly it's all this like, I'm terrible, I'm horrible. And that's what I sunk into for the last month. And I just popped out of it, right? But there was this transition stage over the last 3 days where if my mind wasn't now chewing on that nylon, rope, and trying to come up with these jokes, my mind would go back to, I would sometimes even say it out loud. You're so stupid. This is stupid. I'd start saying that to
Right.
myself back into the old pattern, but I'm out of it enough where I was able to tell myself, and this is crazy person talk, but I was able to tell myself, no. I told myself, no. I told myself, no, you're not going to talk to yourself like that. No. And I would stop, my brain would stop thinking of those things, because the more you tell yourself stuff like that, the deeper that groove in your brain gets and the more comfortable that information travels,
Right.
So you need to be the person that tells yourself, no, I'm not gonna talk to myself like this.
That's interesting that you say that, because I'm going back to what me and Rebecca were talking about. Is that, when you're observing yourself from the third person, like you were a friend,
Right.
like
There you
if
go.
DNA made a mistake, would I go, fucking dude, you're so stupid, DNA? No, I wouldn't say that to you. I would find compassion for you and be like, dude, don't worry about that shit, dude. You're gonna be fine. Like, you'll figure it out or whatever happened. And I think that's the thing, is that you need to somehow make that a habit as a human being, as we all do. I know I need to. Um, and that's the thing. Yes, untethered. Tell him about the roommate's thoughts. Butch said Sophia. Exactly, and
Yes, that's my favorite part of that book.
that's the book that Becca was talking about, is the roommate situation. Do you want to
Sure.
say something about the roommate situation?
I mean, I don't know the person's name who was asking about it, and you might have a better explanation than I do. But it was like you started to say it, like observe yourself, and the person who's doing the self talk to you, the negative self talk, they're your roommate, and they're sitting next to you at your house, and you're like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what is your motivation here to talk to me like that? Do you have my best interest in mind or no? And you talk to that roommate in your mind who's doing the negative self-talk, and don't be judgmental of them either. Just find out what they're about. And it really takes the power away from it.
Right. So see, that's the thing, man. To me, is like, yeah, that's the idea, and that's what I have to learn. Because I called myself stupid this morning. I was like, you dumb fuck. Like, because we
Yeah.
almost missed our fucking appointment. I
But
didn't
we
set the
totally
alarm,
didn't.
but we didn't. You're right.
Right.
And Sophia says, yeah, and tell them to shut up sometimes. Sometimes you
Yes.
gotta be
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up, Butch. Stop talking stupid to me, you stupid fuck.
You stupid ass.
Well, it's mental health. A lot of it comes down to habits. So if your habit is constantly berating yourself, telling yourself you're a loser, then and I don't know this book very well, but then you need to like be that third person, or or however you want to talk about this thing. I mean, in general, it's very strange that we have all these voices in our heads,
Right.
right? But you need to tell yourself, no. You make this new habit. No, I will not allow myself to talk to myself like that. No. And the more that you do that, you're creating a new habit.
You
You're
know what?
creating.
You made me
Mhm.
think about that. Think something right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I am a very big human being, as everybody can tell, and I understand my threat. Like when I get angry, or I understand where I'm at as a large person in this world. So if someone says something to me, or in the past someone has talked shit to me, and I've been in enough fights in my life to go, I'm not afraid of people. I'm not afraid to be a complete asshole sometimes if I have to be. And like so if someone's talking shit to me or doing something, and I feel strongly about it, like if someone's just misbehaving around me, like at a gas station, I'd be like, hey man, take that shit and get the fuck out of here. Or if someone says something to me I don't like, I was used to be straight up like, hey man, why don't you shut your fucking mouth? I had no problems expressing my anger, is what I'm trying to say. And so it was hard for me to rein in my anger, because it worked for me so much.
Mhm.
But as a person who's trying to be a pacifist, and as someone who's
Mhm.
trying to practice nonviolence, I also
Mhm.
need to learn to be non-aggressive. And
Mhm.
so, um, if someone doesn't give me what I want, or like if I'm in a position where, you know, um, like I was at Berkeley Bowl the other day, okay, and the lady, I had my number 35, and it was 34, and this lady called 34. She went over to serve 34. Then there was another lady standing behind her. Now Berkeley Bowl is like Whole Foods. It's very bourgeoisie. So they're like, the lady looks back at me, and she looks over at the lady, and she goes, "I'll take you next." And I
Wow.
I became furious. And in those moments, I'd normally be like, "Hey, no, 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 I'm fucking next. I've been
Yeah.
fucking standing here. Don't you look at
Yeah.
me,
I'm
and don't you,
35.
and don't you make." And I wouldn't say it out, like this, but don't make me feel like I'm ugly. Don't make me feel like I don't belong here, because I
Yeah.
already feel like I'm ugly and I don't belong here. And so if finally the other dude comes over and he goes, "I'll take you, dude." Like he goes, "You next?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "34, yeah." And he goes, "How's it going?" And I go, "I'm not happy that girl over there um chose that other lady past me." And and I kind of shared with him, and he goes, "I'm sorry that happened," but I could tell he didn't know where to go with that.
Mhm.
And he goes, and I go, "No, man, this is serious." And I started, I said, "It's obvious you guys don't like," or something like that, right? And he just looked at me and looked back down. And at that moment, I was like, "What do I do next?" I could
Mm.
very easily go get your manager, or
Right.
call that lady, because she started to walk behind him and look at us, and
Right.
I could be like, "Yeah, you fucked up," or whatever, because
Mhm.
again, there's no real consequence to me there. Like,
Mhm.
what's gonna happen? They're gonna kick me out of Berkeley Bowl? Fine, I'll go to fucking
Mhm.
Safeway. I'll go to Whole Foods.
Right.
But what stopped me now was that I am trying to not be that person anymore. And by doing that, and this is a long way about going and explaining habit, is I slowly built the habit to control my anger in public spaces and at home. And like and that was habit forming. That wasn't
Mhm.
overnight. That wasn't me going like, "Well, I'm just going to stop being a fucking total maniac when I get mad."
Right.
Like, why didn't I think of
Right.
that before?
Right.
Like
You did it.
I
You did it. You did it one whenever, I don't know when it, maybe the fur you did it once. That was whenever that was
right.
your first time when you controlled your anger, or however you want to phrase it.
Well, and once you
That
step
became
over
this.
that threshold to begin that journey, you try to, and maybe I did it 2, 3 times in a row, and
Yeah.
then I didn't do it again.
Yeah.
And then I slipped up, and then I went, and then like I got to the point now where something happened to me significantly at Berkeley Bowl, because that lady was fucking wrong for what she did, and she
Right.
did make me feel that way. But I still was able to control myself, because the habit had been there for a while now. Where if I get upset, and like, and if I get impatient, like one of the things is I get impatient with Bobby sometimes, because
Hmm.
he's slow to like do something that I ask him to do. So, and I don't want him. He's such a good kid. I don't want to make him feel bad for not moving quick enough, but I need him to move
Right.
quicker. So
Right.
I've made it a habit to take a breath. How would I want to talk to my mom to talk to me? And I've tried to make that a habit. So same way that I'm making those psychological things a habit, I'm sure that you can make a habit, and I could make a habit, and together we could make this a habit, you guys, of not shitting on ourselves,
Right.
because I wouldn't shit on DNA if he made the same mistake that I made. I wouldn't be like, "Pff, you're so fucking stupid for not emailing that booker right on time." You
That's what we
know,
have Ben for.
that's what we have Ben Del Castillo for. Yes,
Nah, just
that's.
kidding, Ben. He's the greatest guy. But I mean, I want to, this is going to be a little roundabout. Also, you didn't take a long time to explain the habit thing. I think it's very educational for me, hopefully for other people, to see your process.
Yeah.
You go, this happened in the supermarket, and then this is how I felt, and then this happened, and this is how I felt, and then I got to the the juncture where normally, you know,
Normally I
would have been
react and I
a
make an ass
viral
of myself.
video. Yeah. And that you chose a different pattern. So this is a little bit off that, but I want to say, like, most times when I see comedians over the years, I don't take away anything. There's not most comedians, yeah, you laugh, and that's kind of the part of comedy. But you know, hearing someone talk about their relationships or flying or whatever it is, I don't learn anything. Um, but you do this thing, and I don't know if you still do it, but you used to do this thing where you're like, I know how I look, and then you kind of self-deprecate a little
Right,
bit, and
yeah.
then you go, oh, I look like the, you know, if there's trouble, I'll be like, what are you talking about? But then I'll turn around and be like, oh, I hope he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I say, like when someone talks shit to you, you go, I get to Jedi mind trick them and be like, "Did you say something to me? You want
Yeah,
to say something to me? Say it one more time. Say it one more fucking time." And then I turn around and go, "Please don't say it one more time,"
right,
which is absolutely 100% true.
right. And it's a I think, because look, it's not just big dudes that have anger issues. That's would
Right,
be a ridiculous thing to say. But a lot of I'm sure a lot of big guys feel exactly like you do. You know, they were the ones that people wanted to start fights off with because they had some, you know, other people have something to prove. They're like, well, fight the big guy, you know.
right,
And that when you reveal that on stage, I think it's a real learning thing for a lot of people. Like, you know, where it's like you reveal a human side to your character, and a different choice, you know, that you will step up if you have to, but that's not really what you're after right now. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that develops as you get deeper into Buddhism.
right. Yeah, I think, and that's the thing, man. Is like, when I look at, because people look at me and they're like, "Man, you're this masculine dude, or you're this tough guy, and you got tattoos and you got
Sorry.
this beard, and and you have this whole attitude or bravado."
Right.
It's all been a mask. It's a mask, and that's what that joke is.
Hmm.
Because the joke is the joke part is that I tell people I'm actually a real pussy. I don't know how to fight. You know, and that's the untruth part. Is I know how to fight. I've been in fights. I've fucking won fights. I've done the whole fucking I'm in the streets thing. You know, but what's true about that is that I've done where I've been like, say, hey, bro, say it to my fucking face, dude. Say it to my fucking face, or don't, or get the fuck out of here, and then they leave. But in my mind, I'm really going, I don't want this. I don't want to know what this guy's about. I hope this guy's not tough. I hope this guy doesn't kick my ass. And then like that's the other thing is, and I'm gonna go back to the Facebook thing, is that it's a negative experience. No matter what, that was a negative experience with another human being. And when you're driving and you flip someone off and then they flip you off and you fuck you and you honk your horn and then you
Hmm.
follow each other a minute for a little while like you're going to do something, like you're both sitting there hoping one takes off in the other direction,
Hmm.
because that nobody wants to do that, and that's another negative experience. And that could have been at 8 o'clock this morning, and I come home at night and I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, and she says something, and I go, "What is that supposed to mean?" Because I have that in me at that point. And when you
Yeah,
go
yeah. You
on
start
Facebook
projecting.
and you feel like it's easy to go, ha ha, blah blah. Hey, you're a fucking shitface because you fucking voted for Donald Trump. Rah, rah, rah. Oh, you're fucking stupid because you're fucking voting for fucking Biden. Oh yeah, well you fucking piece of shit, fucking racist. Oh yeah, you fucking whiny liberal. And then it's like, and then you go, blah, blah. I told him. I sure told him. And then you
Hmm.
get off and you go about your day and you go shopping and you spend time with your kids and you play video games or whatever. And then you come home and you have an argument, because you carried that with you that day.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
still dipping, you're still like slowly dipping into negativity. And that's the thing for me, man, was like, I noticed that where it was like, I would win fights when I was younger. I'd beat the fuck out of somebody at the bar and everybody'd buy me a beer and they'd be like, good for you, but you're one of us. You're a tough fucking dude, you know? And I would sit there and in the back of my head, I would go, I'm not part of you guys because I'm really fucking. I was frightened of that person the whole time. I'm not
Mhm.
tough. I'm fucking scared. And then now I know that I'm gonna have negative feelings because I just beat somebody up. And then I'd go home that night. And I was single, so I didn't have anybody to go home and take it out on or whatever, you know, or like have a fight with. And I would lay in my bed and I would feel horrible for what I did. Like I would feel empty. Like it would be like this, and like you know, and for days people would be like, "Hey, I heard you knock somebody out, bro. Oh fuck, hey, high five," you know. But it would be like I have this horrible feeling in me, this negativity, and then I would just fucking do the business of shoving it down, and becoming a more and more uglier person. And the journey that I've had of lately in the last 4 or 5 years that I've been like trying to fix myself or trying to change the way that I am has been peeling those layers off that I've been like a compactor just shoving down into my soul, you know? And what I realized, dude, that hardness, that rigidness is just scab because underneath is sore, hurt, pain. It's like, you know, if you ever peel a scab off, it's all stingy and fucked up and bruised and it doesn't feel good. It's the same, and that's what scab is. That's what being, I mean, that's what being angry and negative is. It's just scab. It's just scab for your pain. And what you really should be doing is dealing with your pain. And that was the thing is once I realized like I don't need to be a tough person to prove myself in this world. I don't need to be a fucking bad motherfucker to like get shit done and business done. Like I'm good the way that I am. And once I found comfort in you know, one of the things is when someone steps to me or tries to get bad with me or my friends will make fun of me for being the way that I am now.
Mhm.
I'm I find it more courageous to be like, "Hey guys, hey man, like one time this guy got upset and wanted to fight me and I was like at a store because I asked him to like not talk to this lady that way, right? Like this was we were at a Chevron here in Oakland and I said, "Hey man, don't talk to her like that," you know? And I was in one of my better moods. And he was like, "You what the fuck, dude? You want to get involved?" And he was talking shit to me. I'm like, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you upset. I just meant to like, you know, like, dude, she's having a hard day. You're probably having a hard day, you know." And that was and like, you know, and then it kind of unfolded pretty cool after that. The guy apologized to her, and we were all good, you know. And like that kind of made me realize, like, you know, it's all psychological, dude. And it made me feel good that I didn't have to like fight that guy to prove to him that I could like shut him up. Like I made him fucking shut up by being cool to him. You know,
Mhm.
and that's not going to happen 100% of the time.
No.
But it happens enough where if you're like if you could pull yourself back from being offended, being hurt, being upset. And that's the thing is like so when my friends make fun of me like cuz I have a buddy who's very hardcore, likes to get in fights, thinks that proving yourself as a man is by by fighting. You know, we play video games and sometimes he'll get a little shit talky and I'll go, "Okay, I'm going to just turn off the computer now. Goodbye." And he'll go, you look at you're soft now. You can't hang." And it's like, I'm not soft. But I have a tolerance level and you reached my tolerance level and I have the willpower now. I am strong enough, actually I'm manly enough to reach down within myself and just go, "You know what, Butch? Shut the fucking computer off. Don't fucking try to argue with this guy. Don't try to prove to him why you're a man. He doesn't answer to you. Nobody, or you don't answer to him. You don't owe him nothing." And I think that's the thing is like for me that's what I'm starting to realize, man. There's more courage in being peaceful. There's more courage in being positive when negative things are happening. You
Mm.
know, that's what makes me a man. What makes me a man, what makes me a macho man is being able to be like, "Hey dude, that shit's like I don't need that in my life right now. I don't need
Mhm.
to fucking feel like I don't need to feel bad, but I'm not gonna punch you or tell you something fucked up. I'm gonna walk away because I care about myself more than I care about you. You know, I'm not gonna let you do that to me. You know, and that to me is more. That takes more strength because that dude, it was so easy for me to just punch someone if they said something stupid to me. You know, or if they were acting dumb or whatever. It was easier to just like, boom. All right, what's up now? You fucking want to talk shit? Yeah, I told you I was right. You know, and it's like that doesn't make you right.
I would have been so
Mhm.
embarrassed if you did that
Yeah.
in public.
Wait,
Well,
what's
that's the
that?
other thing too. Is I have a girlfriend now who's like, that shit doesn't impress me. I don't care if you're a tough guy.
It's embarrassing.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, dude, that's, I mean, you get into this thing of like, fight fire with fire, violence begets violence. I mean, that's pretty much true. If you try to a different tactic instead of violence, you don't know what the result's going to be. But if you are coming from a violent point, you kind of know. And the way that relates to the way you treat yourself, maybe you're a kind of person, not you, Butch, but like anyone watching is kind of person who doesn't really get in physical altercations, but you fight with yourself all the time. You're always in your head, just demeaning yourself. You can't even be any meaner to yourself than you already are. But if you could become self-aware about that, like I did, and I just said, no, I didn't even like try to be like, no, you're actually a good person. I didn't actually try to even add anything positive to it. I just wanted to stop kind of the stem of self kind of emotional violence that
Right.
I have with myself. And that ultimately leads to dark shit. So yeah, man, Butch, I don't envy what you've been through, but I've experienced it in more minor ways.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
man. I'm sure you've experienced your own horrors, your own dark places.
No, I mean like in physical altercation. Like I've
Oh,
I know anytime I've ever gotten to shit with people is because I was being a snarky. Oh yeah. I'm good at comeback. I'm from New Jersey.
right,
Like a comeback is very easy to me.
right.
And I had to learn on stage a lot that like a comeback to a heckler where you just call them a piece of shit actually isn't very creative.
No.
But the like you say something to me out of my mouth is like I'm cursing at you in a very extreme aggressive way, and that's gotten me into a lot of trouble. It's never helped me. It's never. And then I've also done that to people who were mentally
Your scorn scares me. That's for sure.
right. But
I've
for
never had you
other,
mad at me like that, but I've seen you mad like that, and I'm always like, man, I fucking hope I never make
it
DNA
was
that mad.
crazy. I mean, it was crazy because a lot of that came out at the Blue Lagoon when anyone would try to heckle, I would literally pick them up and throw them out of the bar. And like I was putting myself in harm's way.
Yeah, you totally would.
Why? I'm just saying, if you're watching this, man, you're going through, if you're watching This Isn't Working with me and Butch Escobar and you're having troubles, um, try to be a little nicer to yourself
Yeah.
as this first step. Just take a break. Just tell yourself you're okay. It's
I,
going to be okay. Take
yeah.
a break.
Yes.
Go outside, smell some air, find your vinyl chewing toy.
Yeah. Yes, and I think I think maybe that's the way to go today, and that's maybe the assignment to anybody listening is like, the next time you make a mistake, try to be conscious of telling yourself that it's okay, or like the next time you want to be hard on yourself, if you wake up in the morning and you're automatically hard on yourself, then wake up tomorrow morning and be conscious of it. I don't know, put a
Yeah,
sticky note up or something and say,
yeah,
remember to say nice things to myself today.
yeah.
And that might take a note. That really might take a note where you wake up tomorrow morning and you look over and there's a sticky note that says, don't forget to suck your own dick, cowboy. Like you fucking, yeah, man. Like, hey, fucking good day, Butch. Hey, Butch. You're doing pretty good for somebody who is an artist and is in the middle of a pandemic and is, and has had so many hardships in life. Like I think it's okay to tell myself that. And I think it's
Right.
okay to say that to yourself in the morning. Not what I just said, that's to me. But you say whatever you say in the morning, and then go from there.
Yeah. Be a friend. I woke up during this past month at one point, woke up first thing in my head to myself. I was like, how do you feel? And I was like, -7. Who wants to start the day? Who wants to even be with that guy?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, over the last month, there have been multiple times where my wife, where I would, because in my head, I'm just like, monsters and demons. And then I'd act out when she was there. And she's like, where's this coming from? Like, as a human being living with me, she has no idea what's happening in my head. She can't see, and I
Right.
don't talk about it. So she just sees these explosions of like anger and doesn't understand. It's very complicated, man. I think that's what this podcast is about, is trying to get a handle on mental health and to be nicer to yourself.
Well,
And
and
the
I think
people
that's the
around
thing
you.
is we're trying to figure it out. We're
Yeah.
both trying to figure it out. We're not professionals. We're not. And in fact, I think as comics, we're there's proof. We're comics. We're comedians. There's proof we're fucked up and that we don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, I know. Right. That is
And,
definitive.
and I think if we sit here and try to, like do it together
Yeah.
with people listening and people like Sid and Sophia and Alexandra,
Thanks, guys.
participating, and Becca participating. I think that's the thing, man, is like, I don't know what mental podcasts are out there. I don't know what people are, but I do know that I would like to have somebody that's like, I know when someone goes, hey, I go through this, it makes me feel so much better than I'm not alone. And when I
Mhm.
hear someone go, hey, I'm going through this, this is how I fix this is how I work on this. Because again, I always tell people, because I've been doing this for a while on my Twitch channel. This isn't advice. This is me
Mhm.
speaking to myself, and this is me laying down. And if I have achieved something, or if I've got, like, if I have achieved something, then here's the tools that I use to achieve that. And if you feel that you could pick those up and use them to help you, then by all means do it. And I think that's what this podcast is about.
Totally.
So
Hey, I noticed last week, like you did I've signed out, and you did like a postscript, like a epilogue where you kind of sum stuff up. Is that the
right.
way we do it?
Huh?
Is that how you want to do it? Or
No, I was doing that. I didn't know because I don't know what you're. We need to do. We still haven't had like a meeting about this podcast. We just jumped into this.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know what your time frame was, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to like. No, man, I wasn't doing I don't want to do an epilogue without you. I just didn't know if you had to go or not.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not trying to
I
burn you
I
out.
kind of liked it. Because I ended up watching it, and I was like, did I
Right.
sign out too soon?
Oh, no. Because, like, I'm going to, like, right now, I'm going to end the stream. And if there's still people talking, I'll chat with
Yeah.
them. And I just give a few shout outs.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, I'm going to go ahead and, like, right now is a good time to end this podcast. We're
Yeah.
now 37 minutes in. So, goodbye.